This is a template you can use with your team to facilitate a hackathon. There's 5 steps in the template to work from a challenge and the research into a solution and a pitch.
Today we are talking about our experience hosting a Miro hackathon when we partnered with NYU Stern to run a one-day hackathon with their tech MBA students. And we really wanted to explore what teams could achieve with Miro's advanced tool in a limited time. So one issue with this was that most participants had never used Miro before, and there was a risk that on the day they would spend more time getting used to Miro than the hackathon challenge. To help with this, we used Rory's hackathon template, which brings together Miro's AI tools, including Sidekicks, flows, and prototypes, in an end-to-end product development workflow that goes from research and discovery to design and prototyping.
So this is a template you can use with your team to facilitate a hackathon. As you can see here, the template has 5 phases. So starting with a kickoff for the team to run an icebreaker, get to know each other. Discovery, that's a place where you want to put those data sources, use the AI, Sidekicks, flows to synthesize that information. That sets you up well for ideation, so run exercises like Crazy 8, but also invite the AI to come along and bring some ideas to the table as well. Then you can bring those ideas to life through prototypes, and then with the MCP connector to other AI coding tools, you can actually build a coded prototype, all within the space of one hackathon. And then you can create a pitch as well. But if I work through a real example here on the right, so here we are. Alina and myself are part of the team. Asha, I am going to add you as well. I'll drag Asha along. So we've run an icebreaker. We're aligned on what we want to achieve. And then we are going to move into discovery. So you can see here, the team are exploring opportunities to build a kids banking product, and they only have a day to do so. So we've brought in information about competitors. We've brought in some customer feedback data. We've used the AI to synthesize into groups. We've used flows to connect these qualitative interviews into a table, which is picking out some of the insights here. So with kids, there's a need for gamification and engagement, visual and interactive learning experiences, for example. So we're spending a lot of time on the problem here and bringing all that data into a centralized space. That sets us up well to move into ideation. So here, of course, you can use pen and paper. You can bring those ideas into the board. You can also add them onto sticky notes, ask the Sidekick to generate ideas as well, as the board now has the context of all that data and insight, so the ideas are going to be better. And you can connect this into a flow. So you can use the prototyping functionality here. So here, the team has a centralized space to come up with ideas and brainstorm them. And then we're using a flows functionality here to transform those ideas into an early version of a prototype. So this used to take a long time. Now it takes a matter of minutes to actually move from ideas on sticky notes or sketches on a piece of paper into something that feels a bit more real and interactive, that we can click through, debate as a team, make changes, and align on a direction that we want to move forward with. And that sets us up nicely to actually build a more detailed spec. So the team working with AI to speed up some of these steps have created a more detailed PRD. They've broken that down into what a V1 or a V2 could look like, mapped out the whole user flow here on the right, and picked out some design inspiration. So with the teams at NYU, they had set up a connection between Miro and Lovable via MCP, and that allowed them to just simply copy the link to the board that they were working on and share that context with Lovable. So this was able to bring to life a real working prototype, in this case of FlexFund Kids, so a new way for kids to save for a new bike or a new video game in a way that's kind of interactive and engaging. So this is a real working prototype that's been built with the context on the Miro board. So we have something real and tangible to actually put in front of customers, but present back at the end of the hackathon. And this last space on the template is an area to present a pitch. So this is using the flows functionality again, connected to slides. So you can simply brainstorm in sticky notes what story you want to present to the judges, and then instead of spending lots of time fiddling over what the slides look like, AI can obviously help you there to introduce the idea with FlexFund Kids. So here's the challenge, here's the solution, here's our prototype, which will work in the slides, here's the market opportunity, and this is the final slide. As an organizer as well, you can leverage what we call spaces, which is a way to contain different boards within one place. And you can use it to do some planning for the hackathon as well. So here is a table which contains some of the logistics and the agenda for the day. Here's the central board that we just went through, but you can also create team boards as well. So each team has their own board, but it's all contained within the same space.
Now, what was great about this template was that it allowed teams to go through an end-to-end product development workflow, and they used AI to fuel rapid discovery, design, and prototype, but ultimately they made decisions using their human judgment. So it sped up what they were kind of collaborating on and making decisions on. Some top tips if you are planning to run a hackathon. Firstly, like Rory said, it's important to define a specific relevant challenge for participants rather than keeping it vague, like build a product. For NYU, we wanted a challenge that was relevant to participants and also they could access readily available data, which is why we landed on the issues with New York City's public services like grocery access, transport, childcare. Another tip?
Yeah, get your stakeholders bought in and make sure people have the time committed for the whole day. Some you might want to run the hackathon over 2 days as well, but make sure people are committed to that full time and not just dropping in and out. And that also goes for the judges as well. It's really good to have a panel of judges to review the pitches at the end.
And then finally, do use the template as a starting point. It's flexible, you can adjust it and reframe it according to your specific context. So you can design the challenge that makes the most sense to you, and it has all the tools available. So good luck with running hackathons, keep us posted, and
yeah, and have fun.
Yeah.